is the first part of the diagnosis. So you've got the wheel up, put the car in gear, release the handbrake, and okay, so there's definitely some slop there. Now I've got to determine whether it's the diff or the gearbox. So you'll see, if you watch the drive shaft turn and then you watch the prop shaft connector, actually there seems to be a bit of looseness even in the prop shaft, in the drive shafts. Maybe not, that's a tiny bit. I mean, the brand new drive shaft, so shouldn't be a problem. But there's definitely, as you can see, there's quite a bit of movement there. But there is also slop in the gearbox because the prop shaft's turning and the... oh, crikey. I undid the fill plug on the side of the gearbox and oil poured out, so I definitely have enough oil in there. It's all over my garage floor, so I'm going to have to clean that up. But what I did discover, not that it's got anything to do with the noise I don't think, but this nut has fallen off of here, and that makes me wonder if these are actually done up tight. So I need to put a nut back onto there. Bit concerning that it's unwound itself because there are no spring washers. I think these are supposed to be those, you know, compressed, slightly oval shaped nuts. So I hope I'm not going to have problems with that. But I need to find another nut to put on there. So here's my idea for determining whether it's the gearbox or the back axle, the diff, causing the noise that I'm hearing. So because I can't tell when I'm inside the car, it's just echoing right around the car because obviously there's no sound deadening and no seats or anything to absorb the sound, so it's just reflecting off everything and I can't tell where the noise is coming from. So my idea is to take this acoustic tile and wrap up an old phone in it, and so I'll wrap it like that, and then with the microphone end exposed, and then I'll put that against the back bulkhead where the rear seats were to listen for noise coming out of the diff, and then in the passenger footwell pointing towards the transmission tunnel to see if the noise is coming from the gearbox. And then I'm going to import those two recordings into, well, I've got Camtasia, so I'll have to use that, and see if I can spot a difference in the sound level. It's a bit, well, it'll be good if it works, and hopefully that'll give me some sort of guide on what I should be doing, because at the moment my feeling is I probably replace the diff, although it's not cheap. I can buy a second-hand diff for about 300 or thereabouts, or I can buy a reconditioned one for about 600. The trouble with buying a second-hand one, I could just end up in the same position. I'm erring towards a reconditioned one, but obviously £600 is a heck of a lot, and it's a cost I wasn't expecting to have to spend. And then on top of that, if I get it wrong and I have to then replace the gearbox as well, it's going to work out really pricey. So let's see if we can figure out which of these two things is causing the issue. this idea worked, but the bad news is it's not coming from the diff. The diff does whine a bit, but that's not where the majority of the noise is coming from. It's coming from either the clutch or the gearbox. I don't think it was making that noise when I got the car and took it apart, so it does sort of make me wonder if I've done something in the wrong in the assembly of the clutch, in particular of the clutch release. As you can see, I've reassembled the clutch release mechanism into the gearbox. So the guide tube is new, the release mechanism's new. The kit came with a clutch release. Well, we used to call them a fork. It's not really a fork anymore, is it? But it comes with one of those, which I'm not quite sure why, because I can't see how they ever wear out. But hey, I thought I'd install it anyway. I did put a new clip there, and I installed the stainless steel, you can just about see it there, the stainless steel pivot pin. I'm conscious of the fact that when I do these videos, I'm always sounding really down. So I'll try not to sound quite so down, but obviously it looks as though I'm going to have to take the gearbox out again, which is, I can't believe it. I'm so close to completing the car, and this is a pretty big setback.